and welcome to tonight's matchup between the Port Alllegany Lady Gators and the Oswayo Valley Green Wave. Lady Gators are coming off an 18-3 loss last night to Johnsonburg, but they did beat Oswayo Valley in the first league game of the year. So Oswayo Valley will be looking to come back in the rematch tonight. We do have a change in the lineup for the Lady Gators. Lily O'Rourke getting the start at second base. We have Peyton Gordon at first, Gianna Glasgow at short, Bryn Evans at third. Maddie Eric is behind the plate catching Bria Wilcox, who has started every game so far for the Gators. And left field is Sienna Lathrop, center field Emily Eric, and right field Elena McCurvey. Eva West will be on the mound for Oswayo Valley. She started against the Lady Gators in the first game, but there was a late change in that game, and Messler came in to pitch for a few innings before West came back. We have Mr. Matheny and Mr. Breslin on the call today. Brennan. Sorry about that. When Bud watches this back, he won't be happy I got his name wrong. And leading off for the Green Wave will be McKenna Manning. Manning had a good game the first matchup with a couple of extra base hits. And she gets a bunt down on the first pitch. Wilcox covers. She gets that to O'Rourke, who collides with Manning after the play, and Manning is still down, although she is getting up. The call was safe, so Manning beat that out. Gordon charged the play. O'Rourke had a long way to go to try to beat Manning to the base, and she wasn't able to get there. Looks like everybody's okay. And the Green Wave have the first base runner of the game. And next up will be Jander. Left fielder takes a ball. Swing and a miss by Jandrew. Manning gets a big lead, but she's not going anywhere. Foul tip by Jandrew. 1-2 count. Lefty chokes up with the 2-strike count. And swing and miss. Manning does take second on the play. Eric's throw a bit late. So we have one out. And Eva West will come up. Again, she's starting on the mound today. First pitch to West is high. Ball too high. Swing and a miss there by West. 2-1 count. And West lines that one to right field. McCurvey over to get it. Manning tagged up, but McCurvey's throw gets over the shortstop's head into left field. And Manning and West are both going to advance on the throwing error. And the Green Wave take a 1-0 lead. Manning looks to be limping. Probably remnants of that collision at first base. Hopefully the catcher's okay. Next up is a shortstop Messler. She takes a ball on the first pitch. Ball 2. That wild pitch gets past Eric, and West is going to take third. So a 2-0 count with 1 out. Pitch is fouled off by Messler. Called strike. Okay, and we're back for the bottom of the first. Gators lineup today. Bria Wilcox will be leading off, followed by Maddie Eric. Elena McCurvey batting third, with Gianna Glasgow batting cleanup, followed by Bryn Evans, Sienna Lathrop, Lily O'Rourke, Emily Eric, and Peyton Gordon. Wilcox takes the first pitch low. And second pitch is high for West, who's covered in line from her steal of home. Ball 3. And ball 4 high. So Wilcox takes a 4-pitch walk, start things off the Lady Gators. And Maddie Eric will be up. And Joanna DeRouche is going to courtesy run for Bria Wilcox. Maddie Eric digs in. And she takes the first pitch inside. DeRouche is going to steal second. The ball gets into center. But good back out there by Fetzer, who keeps DeRouche at second. 1-0 count here for Eric. That pitch is inside. Gets past Manning, and DeRouche is going to take third, standing up. So 6 straight balls to start the game for West. The ball bounces to the backstop. DeRouche is going to hold with a 3-0 count. And strike 1 called. Eric was taking all the way on that pitch. And strike 2 swinging. So West now has a full count here with no outs in the bottom of the first. The umpire is getting an urgent call. And ball 4 high. Eric will take first. And McCurvey will be up. McCurvey doubled last night in Johnsonburg. And she's got a couple of runners on here with no outs in the bottom of the first. That's inside, and Eric's going to steal second. No throw down for Oswayo. Ball 2 is off the backstop and rolls back and bounces off the umpire. So a 2-0 count here on McCurvey. Ball 3 low. Strike 1 called. Again, McCurvey taking all the way. And strike 2 swinging. Full count now on McCurvey with the runners on second and third. And ball 4 high as McCurvey holds up. And the Gators have the bases loaded on walks with Gianna Glasgow up. Glasgow also had one of the Gators' 5 hits last night with a line shot down the third base line. And she takes high for ball 1. Ball 2 high. There's a called strike. 2-1 count on Glasgow. Ball 3 high. That gets past the catcher, but Darush is not advancing. Glasgow now has a 3-1 count. And that pitch is inside, so that'll walk in a run for the Gators. That'll make it 2-1 with Bryn Evans coming up to bat. Coach Moore is going to take a timeout here to talk to West. And it looks like he's going to make a change, bringing Messler in. All right, so Messler in to pitch as West goes to short. And Bryn Evans will be up with the bases loaded and no outs. First pitch is inside. And a called strike there on the outside corner. Messler gets a called strike with a changeup. Makes the count 1-2. rolls in, and Maddie Eric's going to come in, and she's going to be safe with a second run for the Gators, as McCurvey and Glasgow both advance as well. So a 2-2 count here on Evans with no outs, and now runners on second and third. As Metzler looks in. And that ball's low. So a full count for Evans. And ball 4 low. So Evans takes the Gators' 5th walk of the inning, and Sienna Lathrop will be up. Called strike there for Metzler. That pitch is high, 1-1 count. Ball 2 low. And ball 3 bounces in. And ball 4 is outside. So another run walks in for the Lady Gators, and that gives them a 3-2 lead. Next up will be freshman Lily O'Rourke, who's getting a start at second base today. That pitch is right down the middle for strike 1. And a swing and a miss there for O'Rourke. So 0-2 count here for Metzler. Gators have the bases loaded. And strike 3 called. Emily Eric now up with the bases loaded and 1 out. Swing and a miss for strike 1. Ball 1 low. Manning with a nice stop there to keep Glasgow at third. Ball 2 low, just below the knees. Eric fouls that one off for a 2-2 count. Ball 3, full count on Eric with 1 out. And ball 4 low. And Peyton Gordon now up for the Lady Gators. Gordon takes first pitch for a strike. Ball 1 called. Gordon takes ball 2. Ball 3. Evans is going to come in on that pass ball, and she slides in head first for another run for the Lady Gators. And I feel sorry for whoever's doing the laundry for her tonight. Lathrop and Emily Eric both advanced on the wild pitch as well. And Gordon now has a 3-1 count here with 1 out in the bottom of the first. Lady Gators have a 5-2 lead. And they're looking to add a couple more. Strike 2 called. Gordon tried to duck under that one unsuccessfully. And she now has a full count. And ball 4 outside to once again load the bases. And Bria Wilcox will be back up as the Gators have batted around here in the bottom of the first. Ball 1 low. Lathrop thought about going, but the ball didn't get far enough away. All ball right at us. 1-1 count. Ball called. Swing and a miss there by Wilcox. 2-2 count. And swing and a miss for Wilcox. That'll be the second out for the Lady Gators. And Maddie Eric will be back up. As with most of the Lady Gators, she walked her first appearance. But she does have the bases loaded here with 2 outs. And Eric lines that one to short. The shortstop traps it, and everybody's going to be safe. We're going to call that a single for Maddie Eric, as it was a difficult play for West. And they're going to check out West here. She landed on her glove hand. She's smiling, so I think she's okay, but Coach Morey's going to make sure. So the score is now 6-2. I'll try to get the scoreboard up on the stream here between innings. And McCurvey's up with 2 outs for the Lady Gators. She takes low on pitch 1. Emily Eric's going to come in. She's going to slide in safe. And somebody's going to have to do her laundry tonight as well. Gordon and Maddie Eric also moved up on the pitch. So we now have runners on second and third with 2 outs for McCurvey. McCurvey pops that one up. West is going to call it, and she's going to take it for the 3rd out of the inning. So the Lady Gators score 7, take it a 7-2 lead as we head to the top of the second. We'll be back in 60 seconds. right, Hedges up here for the green wave. And Hedges grounds it back to Wilcox. She picks it up, gets it over to Gordon for the first out. Next up for the green wave will be first baseman Lakin Enti. Swing and a miss for Enti. She's coming back from a ankle injury during basketball season. That pitch is high. 1-1 count. Well, 3 called. 3-1 count. Manning is getting checked out by the trainers for Oswayo Valley. We'll see if she comes back out to catch the next inning. And ball 4. So Enti draws the walk. And the right fielder, Willow, will be up to bat for the green wave. Swing and a miss there for Willow. That's popped up towards second. Gordon makes a diving attempt. Unable to make the play. And Willow's going to be safe at first. The runner's on first and second with 1 out. And Fetzer coming up to bat. Ball 1 called. Fetzer's playing center field tonight for the Green Wave. Strike 1 called as she thought about squaring around to bunt. And she does bunt that one, but it's foul. So 1-2 count on Fetzer. And ball just outside. And that pitch is a bit high, so full count here on Fetzer. And ball 4. So the Green Wave will load the bases as we'll roll around to the top of the order here, and Manning will bat. Manning singled or bunted for a single her first plate appearance. She takes strike 1 called. Ball 1 just a bit outside. Strike 2 called. 1-2 count here. Wilcox has on Manning. And that pitch is fouled off. Manning stays alive. Manning's a standout basketball player for the Green Wave. She'll be playing for Elkhart State next season. And she lines that one to center field. Emily Erick's on it, unable to get to it. Manning's going to get to second, but we've got runners stranded. And the Green Wave are going to have everybody safe as NT and Willow both score on McKenna Manning's double. That makes the score 7-4 here in the top of the second. And Jandrew is up. Ball 1 outside. Andrew fouls that one off over her head, making a 1-1 count. Strike 2 called. That pitch gets away. Fetzer's going to try to score. Wilcox is unable to get a hold of it. The ball's running, and Manning's going to score as well. So after all that, the Green Wave score 2 more, and they're now down a run, 7-6, with a 2-2 count on Jandrew and 1 out here in the top of the second. Jandrew pops that one foul. Ball 3 called. Full count. And another foul ball by Jandrew. She stays alive. And ball 4. Jandrew will take first. And West will be up the green wave. She singled on a live drive to right field in the first inning. Timeout for the Lady Gators as Coach Wilcox is going to go out to have a conversation. So West up, swing and a miss. Eric tries to pick up Jandrew at first, but she's back in safe. West goes down and gets that one. Eric jumps out to get it. She guns it to Gordon. And West is going to be safe on the error. The Green Wave now have runners on first and second. And Messler is going to be up. Messler struck out swinging in the first inning. Wilcox's pitch is outside for ball 1 as she looks to get out of this jam. Green Wave have scored 4 runs here in the top of the second to get the score back to 7-6. And that play, Glasgow fields it, and she's going to throw it out of play. They're going to give Jandrew home, and West is going to advance to third. And Messler will take second on the overthrow. Fleshman now up for the Green Wave as the score is now tied. Fleshman also struck out swinging in the first inning. And the first pitch is ball. West again getting a big lead. She stole home last inning. That pitch is fouled off by Fleshman. Another foul ball. 1-2 count. Wilcox's changeup is a bit outside. 2-2 count. And ball 3 rolls in. West is going to come home, and she slides under the tag. Messler takes third on the play. And the Green Wave have once again taken the lead, 8-7. Full count here on Fleshman with 1 out in the top of the second. And ball 4 called. So Hedges will now be up for the Green Wave. Hedges grounded out to the pitcher first at bat. Ball high as Fleshman takes second. Ball 2 low. Fleshman is almost a third when she realizes that Messler hasn't moved, and she hustles back to second. So Wilcox with a 2-0 count here. And that's lined towards center. It's going to drop over the second baseman's head. Emily Eric comes up with a throw. And Fleshman's going to beat that in as Hedges takes second on the throw. So Messler and Fleshman both score on the 2-run single. Hedges takes second on the throw. And Ennie will be back up. She led off, or she actually was the second batter of this inning, so the Green Wave have batted around, and Ennie walked her first plate appearance as the Green Wave have a 10-7 lead. Ball 2 called. Strike 1 called as Hedges takes a huge lead off a second. Ball 3 inside. 3-1 count here on Ennie. And Ennie drives that one to right field. McCurvey is unable to get there. Hedges is going to come around to score as Ennie tries to get to second, and she gets a stand-up double. Next up will be Willow, who singled on a pop fly to first base in the first inning, or her last appearance. That was actually this inning. Gordon made a diving attempt at that play and wasn't able to come up with it. Ball 1 called. And Willow grounds that one foul down the third baseline. still one out here in the top of the second. Green Wave have scored 9 runs. And we have a runner on second. That pitch is low. 2-1 count on Willow. Strike 2 called. And ball 3 low, full count. And that one's lined to right field. Kirby's over to get that one. She's going to hold Willow to a single. And Endy's going to stop at third as well. So first and third here with one out. And Fetzer back up for the Green Wave. Fetzer walked earlier this inning. And she fouls off the first pitch. Ball 1 high. As Willow takes a pretty big lead, but is still hanging at first base. I think Coach Moore is telling her with a runner at third, she should probably be at second by now after 2 pitches. That pitch is low, and Willow still stays at first with a 2-1 count. Strike 2 called. Willow goes. The throw goes to the shortstop, but Endy's not going anywhere. So we now have runners at second and third with a 2-2 count and 1 out. And Fetzer gets a piece of that to stay alive. And ball 3 just below the knees. So Fetzer's got a full count here. And ball 4 is high. So once again, the Green Wave have the bases loaded with 1 out. And top of the order with Manning is going to be up. Manning takes the first pitch for a strike. Manning is 2 for 2 today with a single and a double. That pitch is outside. Ball 2 low. That gets past Eric, but Henty's not going anywhere. Strike 2 called. 2-2 count. And strike 3 called. Manning thought that was inside, but Wilcox gets the call. We now have 2 outs with the bases loaded. And Jandrew is up. Jandrew is 0 for 1 with a walk. And she'll try to add to the run total for the Green Wave this inning. Swing and miss for strike 1. And Jandrew lines that one down the third baseline for foul for strike 2. So she chokes up here with the 0-2 count. Wilcox looks for her sign. And that one's grounded to short. Glasnow goes to second. And they're going to call Fetzer safe. So Jandrew gets a run in with a fielder's choice. And that's going to make the score 12-7. And West will be up with the bases still loaded. She reached on an error earlier in the inning. Takes a ball on the first pitch. Ball 2, knocked down by Eric. She chases Willow back to third. West lines that one foul. And West grounds that one to second. And O'Rourke tags out Jandrew as she's going to second. And the Lady Gators finally get out of it. As the Green Wave scored 10 runs that inning to take a 12-7 lead. As the Lady Gators will be coming up in the bottom of the second. Green Wave have made some position changes here. Looks like Manning's gone to short, West has gone to third, and Fleshman is now behind the plate. I'm guessing this has to do with the collision Manning had earlier in the game at first base. And Glasgow takes the first pitch on the outside corner for strike 1. Ball one high. Messler remains on the mound for the Green Wave. And Glasgow swings at a high pitch there, which would have been ball two, but it's a 1-2 count now. And strike three. Next up for the Lady Gators will be Bryn Evans. Evans walked in the first inning. And she takes the first pitch low. Evans pops that one up high down the left field line. And Jandrew is unable to get there as it drops harmlessly foul. So 1-1 count here for Evans. That pitch is outside for ball two. Ball three high. So 3-1 count to Evans. And ball four low as Evans will get her second walk today. And Sienna Lathrop will be up. She also walked last inning. Ball one called. Evans steals second. Not sure how she did that because the ball beat her, but somehow she got under the tag. Called strike there. We got a 1-1 count here. Ball two gets past the catcher. Evans is going to take third. No play. And a 2-1 count on Lathrop. Lathrop fouls that one off. 2-2. And Lathrop lines that one foul down the third baseline. Ball low. Full count here for Lathrop. Lathrop pops that one up. Enty squeezes it at first. So 2 down here for the Lady Gators, with Lily O'Rourke coming up to bat. She struck out looking in the first inning. And takes a called strike on the first pitch. Swing and miss for strike 2. Ball 1 outside. That ball rolls in, but Fleshman's able to block it as Evans goes back to third. So our first deuces wild of the evening. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the second inning. That pitch is just outside. Full count on O'Rourke. And ball 4 low. Fleshman checks on Evans at third as O'Rourke takes first. And Emily Eric will be up with 2 outs and runners on the quarters for the Lady Gators. Eric gets a bunt down. That's fielded by Messler. She throws it in the dirt. It goes into right field. Evans scores. O'Rourke's going to round third. She's coming home. Eric's going all the way to third. And Enty will get that ball back to the pitcher. So for the second night in a row, Emily Eric has a 2-run bunt as the Lady Gators get a couple of runs back. And Peyton Gordon comes up to bat. Gordon squares the bunt. The ball gets by. Emily Eric's going to come in, and she slides under the tag. So Eric scores on the wild pitch. That makes the score 12-10 here with 2 outs in the bottom of the second. So the Lady Gators a little 2-out lightning to get a couple or 3 runs back and close the Green Wave lead to 12-10. Ball 2 low. Strike 1 called. Ball 3 high. Gordon tries to take first on ball 3. She's going to get called back. Peyton's never known to be able to count with her shoes on, so. Now she gets ball 4. Now we have ball 4. Somewhere in there, Peyton and the umpire lost a pitch, but Gators will take the walk with Bria Wilcox coming up. Bria's 0 for 1 today with a walk, as she tries to keep the 2-out rally going. That pitch hits Wilcox. She's going to slowly walk down to first, as that pitch may have hit her in the side. She's going to get a courtesy runner here with Darush, as the Gators now have runners on first and second with Maddie Eric coming up. Maddie singled on a live drive to the shortstop her last at bat, as she has runners at first and second as she continues to tries to continue the 2-run rally. First pitch is low, gets past the catcher. The runners will both advance. So now second and third for Maddie Eric with a 1-0 count. That pitch is also low as Gordon takes a big lead at third. Ball 3 high to Eric. Flushman pump fakes to third, but Gordon isn't having anything to do with it. So Eric with a 3-0 count with McCurvey on deck. That pitch is down the middle for a called strike 1. Eric fouls that one off. Full count now with 2 outs. The runners will have to be smart here. No runner on first, so it's not a force for them to run. And Eric pops that one up towards second base, and Ennie's going to call it and get the 3rd out for the Green Wave. So the Lady Gators do score 3 runs there. Makes the score 12-10 as we head to the top of the 3rd. We'll be back in 30 seconds. Okay, so we're back for the top of the third here. Messler's going to lead it off for the Green Wave. She reached on an error her last at bat, but is 0 for 2 today as she takes a ball on the first pitch. Swing and a miss for strike one. Ball 2 high. Ball 3. So 3-1 count here on Messler. Messler's taking all the way for called strike 2. Full count. And ball 4 bounces in. So the Green Wave have the leadoff runner on once again. And Fleshman will be up. Fleshman moved to catcher last inning. She's 0 for 1 today with a walk last inning. Ball high. Ball 2 drops in, and Messler's going to advance on that wild pitch. Green Wave now have a runner at second with a 2-0 count. Fleshman grounds that one to short. Glasgow comes up throwing. Runner's going to be safe, and Messler's going to advance on the throw. Hedges now up to the Green Wave. She singled to center last at bat. First pitch gets past Eric. Ball low. And Fleshman advances to second. That's line down the right field line, and it drops just foul. Nice patience there by Hedges. That's a ball low. Messler stays at third. Swing and a miss there for strike 2. So a 2-2 count. And foul ball there. Hedges stays alive. And that ball's grounded to first. Gordon's going to take the out as Messler scores. Gators will hold Fleshman at third. And so 1 out with a run in. Enty will now be up. She doubled on a fly ball to right last at bat and takes a ball to start off this at bat. Ball 2 low. And Oswayo is going to call time here to get a courtesy runner for the catcher Fleshman, who was at third. 18 Burks is going to come in to be the courtesy runner. Enty fouls that one off. 2-1 count. Strike 2 called. Wilcox has a 2-2 count now on Enty. And that ball is lined to second. O'Rourke is unable to field it. Enty's going to be safe on the error, and the run will score. That'll make the score 14-10. Nope. And I'll be right back as I fix the camera on that foul ball. First pitch is a ball. Foul ball. And we'll have to adjust the camera between innings here. That'll have to be good enough for y'all till then. We've got a 1-1 count with 1 out here, top of the third. And that is fouled off. Willow's 2 for 2 today. She has 2 singles. That ball rolls in for ball 2. 2-2 count. And swing and miss there. That's 2 outs. Enty's going to take second. So 2 outs now with Fetzer up. Fetzer has walked twice today. Called strike. First pitch. Foul ball there. So Fetzer's got no 2 count on her. That pitch is a bit high. Ball 2. Enty's not going anywhere on that one. So again, a 2-2 count with 2 outs here. Fetzer fouls that one off to stay alive. And swing and a miss there for Fetzer. Wilcox tags her out. A lot of confusion there on that play. Fetzer ran halfway to first, then stopped. So the Green Wave do score a couple of runs there. It's now 14-10 as we head to the bottom of the third, and McCurvey will be up for the Lady Gators. We'll be back in 30 seconds, or 60 seconds, as I attempt to adjust the camera. So McCurvey to lead off here, takes a ball on the first pitch. McCurvey fouls that one off. Ball too high. Strike two, called. And that's a ball for a full count. And ball four. Glasgow now up to bat. She takes ball high, and McCurvey's going to steal second easily. Swing and a miss there. 1-1 count. Called strike there as McCurvey takes third on the pass ball. 1-2 count here for Gianna. Ball inside. That's a drop third strike as McCurvey's going to score, although Glasgow's thrown out at first. Evans now up to the Lady Gators. She's walked twice today. And takes that pitch at the knees for strike one. Pitch is inside, 1-1 count. Evans out in front of that one. 1-2. And Evans pops that one out to center field. It's going to drop between everybody. She thinks about going to second as there's nobody covering, but Fetzer gets it in. So Evans gets a single, and Lathrop will be up. Lathrop popped up the first baseman last at bat. And Lathrop fouls that one out of play. That ball gets past the catcher. Evans is going to take second. And she's going to round and take a look at third, but Fleshman gets the ball back in. 1-1 count here on Lathrop. That's outside. Lathrop fouls that one off down out of play outside of third base again. So a 2-2 count here. Swing and miss, drop third strike. Lathrop's going to go to first. She's going to be out, but Evans takes third. So now O'Rourke will be up as the Gators look to push across another run here with 2 outs in the bottom of the third. They're trailing 14-11. O'Rourke takes that one outside for ball 1. Ball 2. swing and a miss for strike one. Strike two on a swing and a miss. So we got a 2-2 count here with 2 outs in the bottom of the third. Lady Gators trailing by 3. And O'Rourke's going to bunt it foul with 2 strikes, and that'll be the third out of the inning. So we'll head to the top of the fourth with the Lady Gators trailing 14-11. Wilcox has already had 123 pitches. She'll be facing the top of the lineup for the Green Wave with Manning coming up. Manning is 2 for 3 with a strikeout her last plate appearance. And both teams a little slow getting things going here, so we'll be back in 60 seconds. So Manning fouls one off to start her plate appearance. And she fouls the second one off for a quick 0-2 count. And that one pops up towards the second baseman. O'Rourke makes a nice play as she retreats into right field to track that one down. So good play there by freshman Lily O'Rourke as the Gators get the leadoff hitter out, and Jandrew will be up for the Green Wave. Jandrew is 0 for 2 with a walk. And she's going to take ball 1. Ball 2. Ball 3 low. Jandrew's got the 3-0 count here. Coach Morey tells her that she's got the red light all the way. And ball 4. So that'll bring up Eva West. Shortstop is 1 for 3 today. But she has been on base all 3 times as she reached on an error and last at bat reached on a fielder's choice. And she grounds that one into right field. McCurvey will close in on it. Jandrew's going to head to third. Wilcox will cut the ball off. And we got a runner. West will get back to first. So that'll bring up the cleanup hitter, Messler. Messler is 0 for 2 with a walk, although she did reach on an error as well. She squares around a bunt. She's going to pull back as West is going to take second. So runners on second and third now with 1 out. And Messler looks to help her own cause with runners on second and third. That ball rolls in. Andrew's not going anywhere at third, though. 2-0 count on Messler. Messler fouls that one off. 2-1 count. Ball high. West is getting a big jump at second. Nowhere to go immediately, but any ball in play, she's going to try to score. And ball 4 rolls in. So the Green Wave now have the bases loaded. And that'll bring up Fleshman. Fleshman is 1 for 2 with a walk. Lady Gators have the corners in. And Fleshman lines that one to shortstop. That gets past Glasgow. And a run's going to score on the single. That'll make it 15-11 for the Green Wave. And we're going to have a courtesy runner here for Fleshman. It's going to be number 8, Lauser. So that brings up Hedges with the bases loaded. Hedges is 1 for 3. And the Gators get West, who tried another delayed steal. Wilcox gets that back to Eric. So that'll be 2 outs. Messler and Lauser did advance on that play. So 2 outs now. And Hedges pops that one foul. He's got a 1-1 count here with 2 outs. And strike called. 1-2 count. Foul ball there by Hedges. And a swing and a miss. Umpire says she got a piece of that for a foul ball, so she stays alive. 1-2 count with 2 outs. And that ball's grounded back up the middle. It's going to get all the way to center field. And Emily Eric's going to get that into the pitcher as the Green Waves score 2 more runs with 2 outs on the 2-run single from Hedges. That'll bring up Lincoln Enty, who is 1 for 2 with a walk and fouls off the first pitch. Trying to check here. Hedges has 5 RBIs today. And Enty will foul that one off as well, so quick 0-2 count here. And she flies that one to center field. That drops between Eric and Lathrop. Lathrop tracks it down and gets it in quickly, and they hold Enty to a single. So Hedges made it to third on that play. That puts runners at the corners, and Willow will be up again. Willow is 2 for 3. She stuck out swinging her last at bat. Called strike. Ball 1 is outside. That one's grounded to third. Evans picks it up and gets it over to Gordon for the out. So the Lady Gators get out of it. They do give up 3 more runs. Score is now 17-11 in favor of Oswayo Valley as we head to the bottom of the 4th. We'll be back in 60 seconds. All right, so we're back for the bottom of the 4th. Lady Gators trailing by 6, 17-11. Emily Eric's going to lead it off. She reached on an error for her last plate appearance. And drove in 2 with that. So Messler looks in. Eric squares around to bunt again. That's going to be foul. Eric takes that one low. Ball 2 high. Swing and a miss there for strike 2. Ball 3 low. Full count here on Emily Eric. And swing and a miss for out number 1. Next up will be Peyton Gordon. Gordon has walked twice today. She tries to get things started here for the Lady Gators. Gordon fouls the first pitch off. Called strike 2. And Gordon hits that one to the left center gap. And Jandrew comes in and squeezes that one. And that'll bring up Bria Wilcox, top of the order. She was hit by a pitch her last at bat. And she takes ball 1 in the dirt. Ball 2 in the dirt. And swing and miss for strike 1. 2-1 count on Wilcox. Ball high. Wilcox holds up on that one. And swing and miss. We got a full count now with 2 outs in the bottom of the 4th. And Wilcox pops that one up foul. She stays alive. And another foul ball by Wilcox. And that pitch hits Wilcox again. That one catches her in the foot. So Wilcox is going to get to first, and I'm sure the Gators will have a courtesy runner for her here. It's going to be DeRouche again. So the Gators have a runner on with 2 outs, and Maddie Eric up. Maddie is 1 for 2 today with a walk. That ball gets past the catcher as DeRouche is going to take second. Swing and a miss there by Eric. A little bit more. And Eric grounds that one to short. Manning comes up, and that throw is wide. DeRouche is going to score on the error. And Matty Eric drives in a run with 2 outs. So that's going to bring up McCurvey. McCurvey is 0 for 1 today with 2 walks. The Gators have scored a lot of runs today with 2 outs in the inning, and Eric's going to steal second on that one. It gets past everybody. Eric's going to take third, and she's going to go all the way home. So Eric with the aggressive base running as she almost runs over Coach Barnett in the third base coach's box out there. But the Gators will take that run, and they'll close the gap to 17-13. So McCurvey's got a 1-0 count here. And she pops that one foul. McCurvey gets under that one. It's between second and short, and the second baseman Hedges is able to get out there and squeeze it. So the Gators do score 2 with 2 outs, and that'll make the score 17-13 as we head to the top of the 5th. We'll be back in 60 seconds. All right, we're back for the top of the fifth here. Fetzer's going to lead it off. Lead it off for the Green Wave as they cling to a 17-13 lead. And pitch one is high. Wilcox is still trying to stretch out that foot from getting hit her last plate appearance. Fetzer has 2 walks and struck out her last plate appearance with a swing and a miss there. Strike 2 called. Nice pitch there by Wilcox. And ball just a bit outside. 2-2. And Fetzer pops that one up. O'Rourke comes in and makes another nice play at second base. So O'Rourke's made a play going backwards and a play coming in at second base tonight, getting her second career start at second base. And that'll bring Manning back up. Leadoff hitter is 2 for 4 tonight. Single, a double, a strikeout, and she popped out to second her last at bat. And she's going to take a called strike. Ball 1 high. Wilcox looks in and readies. And that's fouled off by Manning. Let's count 1-2. That ball bounces off the plate. Makes count 2-2. And Manning grounds that one to short. It gets past Glasgow. Lathrop fields it in left and gets the ball back in. So a single there for Manning. As the Green Wave look to get something going here again in the top of the fifth. That brings up Jandrew. The left fielder is 0 for 2 with 2 walks. She lines that one down the left field line. That's going to be fair. Lathrop closes quickly and gets the ball in as they hold Jandrew to a single. She was headed towards second, but didn't realize Manning had not advanced, but she's able to get back. So the Green Wave have runners on first and second with 1 out here as they try to get another rally going. Eva West now up. West is 2 for 4, although she's been on base all 4 times, and she does take a ball there. West lines that one down the right field line. It's going to be foul. She likes to go the opposite way. As I'm looking here, she's singled twice to right field, and she's also hit it to first and second. So 1-1 here to West. fouls that pitch off. Nice pitch there by Wilcox at the bottom of the zone. So she's now got the advantage 1 and 2. That ball rolls in. Manning's going, and Eric gets the throw there, but Manning slides under the tag. Jandrew did not advance, so runners on the corners with 1 out, and 2-2 count here on West. West pops that one out, foul, out of play. Gators will have to be aware of Manning here. She's very aggressive on the bases, and she'll try to take home on anything that gets past the catcher. Wilcox just misses. Ooh, West holds up. That's a full count now. And West grounds that one to second. That gets by O'Rourke. Eric gets it in. West is going to take second on the throw. So the Green Waves score another run. And that'll make the score 18-13. As Messler comes up. Messler's 0 for 2 while walking her last 2 plate appearances. That pitch is high as West gets a big lead at second. Swing and a miss there by Messler. Eric tries to pick off the runner at third. She gets back. And we got a 1-1 count here on Messler. That ball's low. Jandrew gets another big lead at third. Swing and a miss there by Messler. So 2-2 count. That ball's inside. Eric again tries to pick Jandrew off third. Jandrew again dives back in safe. Full count now on Messler. And Messler grounds that one to second. O'Rourke fields the ball. Gets it over to first. And West is going to score on the play. Messler was called out at first, but she's going to get a 2-run ground out to second as the Green Wave are very aggressive on the bases. So O'Rourke gets at the Gordon for the out. Jandrew and West both score. That makes the score 20-13 with Fleshman up. Fleshman is 2 for 3. And she grounds that one to short. Glasgow charges, gets it over to first, and she's going to be called out. So that'll be 3 outs for the Lady Gators. But the Green Wave do score 3 more runs to make it 20-13 as we head to the bottom of the 5th. We'll be back in 60 seconds. So Glasgow leads off for the Lady Gators and takes a first pitch for a strike. Gianna's 0 for 2 tonight with a walk. And the Lady Gators are running out of time here to get something going offensively. Glasgow pops that one straight back for a foul. And it's quickly 0-2. The Gators baseball team won tonight against Oswayo Valley 18-3. And they actually have a 2-team doubleheader scheduled today. So they are now in the middle of a game with Elk County Catholic. And we'll try to get you an update on that if we can. Glasgow took that pitch high. So we've got a 1-2 count. And she grounds that one to short. Manning's over and fires the ball over to Enty at first for the first out. Manning is obviously the best catcher on the team, but she plays a nice shortstop there as well for the Green Wave. Up for the Lady Gators is Brent Evans. She takes a first pitch for a strike. Evans is 1 for 1 today with 2 walks. Evans takes that pitch low. Evans lines that one over the shortstop's head. Jandrew comes in, and she'll hold her to a single. Evans is now 2 for 2 as she gets the first base runner of the inning for the Lady Gators. And that'll bring up Sienna Lathrop. Lathrop is 0 for 2 with a walk. Popped up a couple of times. Mr. Brennan is talking to the right fielder. Not sure what's happening here. Apparently he's going to address an issue with the crowd. I don't know if somebody's making comments for the right fielder. Looks like the issue's been resolved, and we'll get back to Lathrop up to bat. Lathrop squares the bunt. She's going to drag it down the first base line. Lathrop hustles and beats it out. Evans is going to take third as nobody's covering third. Beautiful drag bunt there by Lathrop. And now Lily O'Rourke is up. O'Rourke has struck out twice and walked tonight, as the Gators look to get something going here with runners on the corners and one out. O'Rourke squares the bunt as well. That's going to be a strike. Lathrop did take second on the play. That pitch is low. So 1-1 count here on O'Rourke. Swing and a miss there. Ball 2. It's Fleshman with a nice scoop. Messler trying to scare the bugs away on the mound. Ball 3's low. So O'Rourke's worked a full count here. And ball 4 gets past the catcher. Evans is going to score standing up, and Lathrop's going to take third. O'Rourke's going to round first and go all the way to second, as the Gators now have runners on second and third with one out. That'll bring up Emily Eric. She is 0 for 2 tonight with a walk. She squares the bunt and gets it down. The third baseman comes in and is unable to field it. Eric's going to be safe at first. Lathrop scores as O'Rourke's trying to draw a throw. She's going to go back to first. And the Gators have runners on the corners for Peyton Gordon. That makes the score 20 to 15. 20 to 15 in favor of Oswayo Valley. Peyton Gordon has walked twice and flown out to left field. She's got runners on the corners here with one out. She squares the bunt. She drags it down the first base line. West covers that one. That's going to be off the first baseman's glove. Gordon gets back to first. Emily Eric's going to try to score all the way from first, and she's going to be safe. Emily Eric with the aggressive base running there as 2 more runs come in for the Gators. So that makes it 20 to 17. Still one out here for the Lady Gators, as the top of the lineup is now up with Bria Wilcox. Bria has been hit by a pitch her last 2 plate appearances, so I wouldn't be surprised if she's a little worried about digging in here. Green Wave have talked it over, tried to settle the team down, as the Gators have gone to the bunt this inning. So Gordon's on first, and Bria Wilcox is up. Wilcox squares the bunt. That pitch is high, and Gordon's going to take second. Fleshman gets it back to the pitcher. Wilcox gets a sign from Coach Barnett. She squares the bunt again. That pops it up, but it's going to be foul. That'll be 1-1. So Wilcox digs in here with a 1-1 count. That ball's low, and Gordon's going to take third as the ball gets past the catcher. So Wilcox has a 2-1 count here with 1 out. Gators have closed the gap to 3 here in the bottom of the 5th. And that pitch bounces off the plate. And ball 4 is high. Gordon tries to get Fleshman to play here. Messler's going to throw it to second. Wilcox is going to be out as Gordon's going to score another run. And the Gators have closed it to 2. Maddie Eric squares the bunt, and that's just foul as West picks it up. So the Lady Gators have gone small ball this inning to score 4 runs, 5 runs. I think it was 20-13 to start the inning. Sorry, we're getting such high numbers here, I can't remember. Eric digs in with a 1-strike count. That pitch is high. Eric takes ball 2 as she bites her jersey to try to keep her lead shoulder in. She takes ball 3 low. Swing and miss there from Eric. So full count here with 2 outs. And ball 4. So Maddie Eric gets on base as the Gators try to do a little 2-out magic here as they trail by 2 in the bottom of the 5th. Elena McCurvey's up. McCurvey's 0 for 2 with 2 walks. And I'm guessing the Gators will stay aggressive here on the bases with Maddie Eric. Kirby fouls that one off out of play. And Eric was going on the pitch, so she'll get back to first. McCurvey digs in. And she takes a pitch high. Eric's going to get to second. The ball goes into center field. Fetzer throws that one to the fence. And Eric's going to come in, play at the plate, and Eric's going to be safe. As the Green Wave turn to the Bad News Bears on that play and throw the ball all over the field. And the Gators close the gap to 1. So that makes the count 1-1, 1-1 with 2 outs. And McCurvey looks to get things going again for the Lady Gators. Kirby drives that one to right field. That's going to drop for a single. That's tracked down by the second baseman, Hedges. She gets it back into the pitcher. And that'll bring up Gianna Glasgow, who led off the inning. Glasgow's 0 for 3 with a walk. Glasgow also bites her jersey, trying to keep that lead shoulder in, as McCurvey's going to steal second on the ball. So the Lady Gators have gotten very aggressive the last couple of innings. Glasgow with a check swing strike there on a high pitch. That pitch is high as McCurvey takes a big lead at second. She'll get back. 2-1 count here on Glasgow. Ball 3 high. Messler doesn't look happy with the pitch counts pitch calls coming in. And that's going to be ball 4 for Glasgow. As the Gators now have runners on first and second with 2 outs. And Evans will be back up. Evans is 2 for 2 tonight with the 2 walks. And I believe she scored 3 runs. As Lady Gators have a runner in scoring position here with 2 outs. Evans drives that ball to left field. That's going to be gone. A 3-run shot for Bryn Evans. She got out in front of that ball and drove it over the left fielder's head. And that's going to give the Lady Gators a 2-run lead here in the bottom of the 5th. So a 3-run shot from Bryn Evans. Hmm? 7:07. So next up for the Lady Gators will be Sienna Lathrop. She singled earlier this inning to get things started. Lathrop tries to bunt again. That's going to be foul. Lathrop pops that bunt foul as well, so we got a quick 0-2 count here. And Lathrop takes strike 3. But the Lady Gators score 9 runs that inning to take a 2-run lead, 22-20, as we head to the top of the 6th. The way this game's going, I'm guessing this may be our last inning. Not sure we can make it quickly through an inning here tonight, but we'll see. We'll be back in 60 seconds. Hedges to lead it off for the Lady Green Waves. Fouls off the first pitch. Ball 1. Hedges is 2 for 4 tonight. Swing and a miss there for Hedges. 1-2 count. Ball outside. And ball 3 in the dirt. Full count here on Hedges. And that's lined back to Wilcox. She picks it up. Gets it over to Gordon, who digs it out of the dirt for the first out of the inning. So Annie now up for the Green Wave. She is 2 for 3 with a walk. Take ball 1. 2-0 here on NT. And a swing and a miss for strike one. Strike two called. And that's popped up. Evans is going to call it, and she'll squeeze it for out number 2. And Willow now up for the green wave. She is 2 for 4. And swing and a miss for strike one. Ball one just outside. And that one gets away from Wilcox for ball 2. That ball's grounded towards second. O'Rourke picks it up, flips it over to Gordon. And the Lady Gators pick a perfect time to get their first 3-up, 3-down inning of the night. They'll head to the bottom of the 6th with a 22-20 lead. We'll be back in 60 seconds. All right, so Lily O'Rourke now leading off for the Lady Gators here in the bottom of the 6th. O'Rourke walked her last plate appearance. She's 0 for 2 with 2 walks and takes a ball to lead off the at-bat. And O'Rourke drives that one to the left center gap. Jandrew is going to cut that off. O'Rourke is going to keep running. And she's going to slide in safe at third. O'Rourke wasn't going to stop on that play. So we're going to credit her with a double and taking third on the throw. That's a pop foul by Emily Eric. Eric is 1 for 3 with a walk. Now she's got a runner on third. second one off. Ball one low. O'Rourke leads off third, but she's going to get back. Ball two low. Eric works a 2-2 count here. And Eric lines that one up the middle. That's going to score O'Rourke. And Eric with the RBI single, give the Gators a 23-20 lead. That'll bring up Peyton Gordon. Peyton is 0 for 2 with 2 walks. She squares the bunt, but takes a strike. Eric's going to take second on the play. And she may have injured herself on the slide into second. So we have an 0-1 count here on Gordon. Looks like Eric's going to be all right. She stays at second. Gordon grounds that one to short. And Manning's going to boot that as Gordon's going to be safe at first. Gators have runners on first and second with no out. And that'll bring up Bria Wilcox. Bria is 0 for 1, has been on base 4 times with 2 walks and 2 hit by pitches. And she's going to be late on that swing for strike 1. Wilcox takes that one inside. Eric gets a big jump at second, but she's going to get back. Wilcox with a swing and miss there. So 1-2 count. And Wilcox drives that one to the right center gap. That's going to get to the fence. Eric's going to score. Gordon's rounding third. She's coming. She's going to jog in as Wilcox is going to have a stand-up triple. DeRouche will be in for Wilcox as a courtesy runner again. And Maddie Eric will be up for the Lady Gators. Coach Morey's got timeout here for the Green Waves as he's talking to the team. Looks like he's going to take Messler off the mound here. Manning's removing her face mask. She's going to head to center, and Fetzer's going to be in to pitch. I wouldn't expect we'll get an update on this, but we'll figure it out on our own. All right, so Olivia Fetzer into pitch for the Green Wave as Messler heads to short and Manning heads out to center. And Maddie Eric will step in for the Lady Gators. She walked her last plate appearance and takes that one down the middle for strike one. Lefty's pitch is a bit outside. DeRouche is going to come in, and she's going to score standing up on the wild pitch. And that'll make it 26-20 for the Gators, with no outs here in the bottom of the sixth. Eric takes ball too high. Ball 3 wide. And ball 4 for Eric. She's going to take first. That'll bring up McCurvey. Kirby is 1 for 3 with 2 walks. Gators have 17 walks on the night. Kirby takes that high. Eric's going to steal second as the throw from the catcher hits Fetzer. Ball 2 gets by the catcher, and Eric's going to take third. Kirby takes that one right down the middle for strike 1. Ball 3 high. Eric trying to draw a throw at third. Kirby grounds that one to second. That gets through to, that's going to go all the way to the fence. McCurvey rounds second. She's heading to third. Eric scored on the play. The throw comes into third, and McCurvey's going to have a stand-up triple. That'll bring up Glasgow. No outs here in the bottom of the sixth. The Gators now have a 7-run lead. Glasgow walked her last plate appearance. And she takes strike 1 called. That pitch gets past the catcher, and McCurvey's going to score on the wild pitch. That makes the score 28-20 with no outs here in the bottom of the sixth. The 1-1 count. It's 28-20. They can't count. I have our book. Our coach doesn't know what he's talking about. He just doesn't. So the Green Wave are going to say they had 30 in their book, and that'll be a 28-20 win officially for the Lady Gators. Lady Gators will be back in action on Saturday. They have a home game against Bradford. And we'll be on the call at 11 a.m. Saturday morning. So a big comeback win for the Lady Gators as they sweep Oswayo Valley on the season and get another Northern Alllegany League win. And that's all for tonight. Thank you, and go Gators.